You know the exact feeling. You walk into a crowded room and immediately sense it, a heavy, silent pressure. If you are one of the quiet ones, you often carry conflict that no one asked you to hold. You become a silent translator for people who have stopped hearing each other, absorbing their unspoken frustration. We often call this keeping the peace. In reality, the tension is just being relocated from the room directly into your own body, as you take on the weight of a situation you didn't create. This diagram maps the hidden cost. That relocated conflict gets suppressed into your chest and disrupts your rest. The result is a deep, chronic accumulation of exhaustion, the kind of fatigue that standard sleep cannot fix. Society and our own inner critics often label this sensitivity as a defect. We categorize it as an anxiety disorder, a failure to cope, or an inability to just let things go. Consider a different perspective. This sensitivity functions as a specialized internal architecture, detecting shifts in your environment before they become visible. To understand this, we have to look at how our starting points are set. Research from Vanderbilt University shows that our emotional baselines are established by biology long before we make a conscious choice. The environmental light cycle present at birth imprints the brain's internal timing system, creating a biological baseline. The study data compares mice. Winter-born subjects demonstrated a significantly higher reactive stress response, while summer-born subjects stayed stable. Think of this temperamental baseline as your soil. It is a biological whisper that influences your physiological reactivity to stress before logic has a chance to enter the conversation. Because this baseline is a hardwired starting point, judging yourself for an initial, intense reaction to conflict means fighting a losing battle against your own biology. So what happens when that sensitive system encounters active pressure? Dr. John Gottman calls this flooding. When your heart rate crosses 100 beats per minute, your body initiates a survival mechanism. Notice the neurological shift on the right. The brain prioritizes survival over empathy, moving into biological protection. In that protective state, we deploy the 4 horsemen: criticism, contempt, defensiveness, and stonewalling, predicting relationship failure with over 90% accuracy. But these aren't character flaws. They're our nervous system executing a defense strategy guarding against a threat. This biological quickness, the ability to feel the tension before it erupts, gives you a tactical advantage. It allows you to identify a relational fracture while it is still small enough to repair. Here is how you execute that repair. The first tool is the 2% rule. In any disagreement, you find the small fraction of the other person's accusation that is true and own it out loud. It disarms defensiveness. The second tool is combating contempt. This graphic shows the shift from deep wounds to the remedy. You can starve the decay of contempt by cultivating a daily culture of specific appreciation and honor. The third tool is the repair sentence. This visual highlights a pre-planned, humble phrase, like, "That came out wrong, let me try again," used to de-escalate tension before pride takes over. The ultimate survival of a relationship is determined not by the frequency of conflict, but by the speed and the quality of these repairs. These exact patterns of human design and repair were documented in ancient texts thousands of years before modern clinical research mapped them. This panel highlights the ancient concept that we were knit together. Your capacity to feel the room is intentional craftsmanship. This landscape illustrates the divide. You start with unchosen soil and face inevitable weather, but the act of tending, the specific choice to pull weeds and repair damage, remains within your control. The emotional weight carried by the quiet ones functions as the precise tool needed to heal and maintain the relationships around them.